Okay, Itamekskunatoni, good morning. It is a kind of a warm Friday, April 20th, 2018, 420. Comes but once a year for those who would celebrate. It's also going into the first part of the lunar cycle Matsi Kapisaki Sum, the frog moon, our last winter moon. And Matuni, yesterday, I was up in the big city, in the Calgary metropolis, for those Superman fans. And yeah, Mahoney had a medical appointment, so I ran her up there. Didn't have time to make my Thursday weekly update video. Brought the camera with, thinking I might, but then got consumed with other things. So there was no Thursday update, so I'm going to do that today. Just take the camera around with me and talk about what's up, show you what's going on this particular round. So starting off this morning with a skunk relocation on the north side of town here. I haven't been advertising for small mammal relocations the last month or so because, you know, this is the time when they're having their babies, they're nursing their babies, and so my chances of catching a mama or a baby are pretty high, right? So I try to stay away from it. But if, you know, in cases where some resident notices that they're there and wants them removed, of course I'm going to take them up on that work, because otherwise they're going to have it done anyway. And at least I'm going to make some effort to try to get the whole family moved at once, if possible. Often not possible. But anyway, yeah, so heading over to pick up a skunk. Probably going to bring him to the Alexander Wilderness Park here in town, since we're on this side, since we're on the north side. And then after that, what? We'll see. We'll just go with the flow. Good morning.
Hi.
Hey, so we got him, eh?
Yeah. Here.
Oh, hello.
No, I know you don't have your shoes on. You do have socks on, yeah. This gentleman loves the animals. He's so good to the animals.
Oh yeah, hey there, Skunky.
Can you see him?
Look before I bag him up.
See, can you see him? Look down. You're gonna have to stand. You're gonna have to stand. I can't. And I don't know if you can see him. I can't even see him. But he's in there, eh?
Yeah, the best way to get a look is to stand where I am and then kind of peek in there, because
Okay.
that way he doesn't know you're there as much.
Yeah, come stand over here, honey.
I don't know if you've ever seen skunk spray before, but it's every bit as gross. Kind of this nasty green mucusy color. Every bit as gross as you'd think it would be. This bag is going to be de-X'd right now. All right, Skunky. fat one. Wonder if you're pregnant. Look at that fatty. She's just roly-poly. Hopefully not a nursing mama. She's pretty young for that, though. I don't know. She's fat, though. I've never seen a skunk that roly.
My kids garbage bagged a whole bunch of their broken toys and put them in the yard, and somehow I think a bag of food or like household garbage got mixed in on that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, they found that bag. They dug into the pile.
So do you think it's just a one-off, or are they there normally?
We've seen them last year too, a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah, and the one is huge.
Oh yeah.
That's one I've ever seen. Like he stands 2 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, just back to the hacienda. Got another possible skunk relocation job. We'll see. I think the money's an issue, but yeah, people expect if they have wildlife in their yard that there's going to be some service to take care of it. And when it comes to rattlesnakes, or if they have something like a black bear in their yard or something, yeah, there's service. But for little synanthropes like skunks and raccoons and rabbits and those kind of things, no. I think I'll put this one. This is my the best of the skunk traps. So I like to deter its theft even a little bit further by putting it in the backyard or just through the gate here and under there. I do have surveillance camera kind of up front here to keep an eye on the Jeep and keep an eye on people that would come along the side of the house, because I have had stuff stolen. I had the vehicle broke into. So I got this little camera here. Yeah, it was garbage day. You can see the garbage bins, a couple of them down the street. It's garbage day this morning. I didn't put my garbage out because I'm doing that experiment. This is week 3 now, to see how long it takes me to fill, with our household, to fill our garbage bin. It's getting there. There's actually some stuff in there that I didn't throw in there. This cardboard stuff that could be recycled, but that's the part of the experiment too. I didn't want to tell my family about it or anything like that. I just want to do our normal thing and see how long it takes us to fill a bin. I'm betting that we get through all the month of April without filling it. I mean, we're on the 20th already, and it's only maybe half full. So, but compared to, I think, a lot of households here, they get their stuff filled every week. Anyway, it's getting windy. Gotta go inside. So we got little Tribble, who does decide to call her Tribble, and she's trying to get we're trying to get her some breakfast. She's not eating really good, and she's not pooping. Just a little bit worried about her. She eats when we put it in her mouth, but she's not trying to feed on her own that we can tell so far. I did fix her an enclosure up here with some alfalfa hay, and I got to change it out because she jumped through the water a bunch last night, and everything's kind of damp in here, so I'm gonna change out the bedding here, make it dry for her again. But yeah, there's no poops. Like, she's not pooping, and that is potentially a big problem. So I don't know what we're gonna do to get the little girl to poop. I think today I'll try that massage technique. The warm, damp paper towel massage of the buttocks.
Tweet, tweet. Oh, handsome, handsome. Handsome, handsome. What's this dirty face? What are you doing? Huh? What it? 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 What are you doing? Handsome. Oh. Oh. Tweet, tweet. Good boy.
You can see Mandy here is in serious need of some misting. Her eyes are completely hazed over. She's getting ready to shed. I'm expecting it any day. I'm surprised she hasn't shed already, actually. But yeah, I'm just gonna take the water bottle here and give her a little misting to help her. It's raining in Mandyland. Maybe we'll stop by some dens today to see if anybody else has woken up yet. Just getting my lunch started here. One of my skunk clients gave me a freshly baked loaf of bread, so I'm gonna get her started. I've got my my snickerdoodle protein almond spread. One of the few things that I buy from the supplement store, but I buy it because it's like wicked good. I mean, it's all natural almond butter and some like whey protein or something mixed in, but they've got like cinnamon in there and some really whatever the spices are that they use to jazz this up. It's delicious. I'm not really doing it to try to gain the protein benefits as much as I am the flavor benefits, and then on top of that I'm going to add probably just a little touch of pure honey because I need more sugar. Yeah, I was just feeding this little tribble, but I realized that she is pooping. Let me see in your corner. Let them see too. That's the main thing. Let's see if I can show you here. There are these little, tiny little black poopy things, right, that are around. She is, I think, dropping them. Let's see if I can see these. Just tiny. But I think that's her poops. I don't know if that's how they should look, but it seems too small. It seems like, you know, she's bigger than a gerbil. She should have bigger than a gerbil poops, I would think, but this is what I'm getting. So I don't know what that means, but she and I are gonna go run some errands this afternoon. Well, never a dull moment. I was just headed out to run some errands. I needed to drop off a prescription at a pharmacy for Mahoney and set up a skunk trap at another location on the north side, and then I was going to stop by and visit a friend who's also on the north side and has wanted to see little Tribble Bunny, so I brought her along. But then I got a call, and apparently there is a duck possibly injured in the parking lot of Montana's Steak and Grill on the complete other side of town from where I intend to be. So I'm mad dashed out the door and I'm on my way there. I'm trying to fit everything still in with the schedule that I had intended, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I headed over to Montana's Steak and Grill to see about a duck. Alright, so here I am at Montana's, and what I'm expecting to find is probably a concussed duck. And if that's the case, that would be the second duck in about the last maybe 3 years that's ended up with a concussion in this particular parking lot. But we'll see. So far, nothing. Hello. Do you know about an injured duck in the parking lot? I said, do you know about an injured duck in your parking lot somewhere?
No.
Oh.
There's an injured duck somewhere?
It was reported, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Alright, so far nada. Well, I guess that was a wild duck chase. Yeah, I couldn't find him. If he was still there, he was hidden pretty good under vehicles or something, because I looked around, scoped it out. I didn't want to leave and then get called back, or maybe it just resolved itself. Could have just stopped because he saw some gulls on the concrete doing something, got interested, who knows. Anyway, on to set up a skunk trap. It looks like this is the place. Said it was a shed in the backyard. It's kind of an alley, supposedly. And hopefully there's no doggies. So far, so good. You always want to make sure you're not going to get eaten by dogs when you're walking into a stranger's backyard. Yeah, so this was the place that's been digging, trying to get under this shed. And yeah, I'll just set a trap back here. And probably by morning we'll have a skunk. Okay, so next is a stop at Samos Aboriginal Employment and Training to introduce Tribble to my friend Katie Jo, because both of them have the same last name, Rabbit. So you never know, they could be relatives. Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Awesome. So where did you find this?
One of the city workers found it.
She looks terrified.
Yeah, she's scared. She's always scared.
I just don't want her to like jump out of it. She doesn't have any teeth?
She's got little nubs now. Yeah, I had a nice visit with Katie Jo. It's been a while since she and I sat down, talked. That organization, Samos, is the one that I worked for winter of 2016-2017, running a Blackfoot specific kind of employment transition program for people that are moving into town for the first time. In any case, we played with Tribble a little bit, and Tribble started getting grumpy. There comes a point where she feels like she's been handled enough, you know. Then she gets mad and she starts doing this little stomp, you know. Get back or I'll stomp you. Any case, closed her up, and Katie Jo and I continued to visit for a bit. Some business, some personal. Then on my way back across town, made a stop at the pharmacy, took care of my business there. And then I thought, you know what? It's so warm out, and I haven't checked on my snakes for a week. Maybe it's time to go look at some of the den sites and see if any of my rattlesnakes are coming up. So that's what I'm doing now. There's a couple of den sites out this way where I'm at in the coulee, and I'm going to check one or two of them out, see if anybody's shaking. All right, so there we have it. The rattlesnakes have arisen, or at least the one has. I checked 2 different hibernacula complexes where there's a lot of rattlesnakes deading, and I just saw the one snake. But that's a start. It means that the time has come, and for me, it means that I'm soon to be separated from Mandy. Which, as these days get warmer, I think about constantly. Mandy, who's getting ready to shed, I'm going to let her shed. It's going to happen in the next day or 2. She's going to shed. And then in the next day or 2 after that, I'm going to feed her one last domestic mouse meal. And then in a day or 2 after that, if the long-term, like 14-day weather prognostication does not include a dangerous winter squall, I'm going to release her. It's time that Mandy goes back to her own tribe. And yeah, I think about that every day. It's quite something to help an animal out. You know that you were key to an animal's survival and then let it go. That's the good thing. And a lot of other animals are going to need it in the coming season, and that's already starting to happen. So we got Tribble here taking care of Tribble, and Tribble right now is pooping like you saw, just teeny little poops. She's not eating on her own. She needs to be bottle fed. Don't really know the backstory to Tribble. Being found on basically a gravel pit, a big open gravel pit, under the tires of a street sweeper dually truck. Maybe she was left there by her mom to stay and her mom was going to return, but maybe she's the runt of a litter that she didn't develop as quickly as her siblings, and so everybody else dispersed and she's on her own and she's just not able to take care of herself yet. So we don't know what the backstory is, but she's in my hands at the present, and we're going to find out how that story unfolds. The skunks are trying to have babies. I think that one that I picked up and moved this morning was extremely pregnant. I think she's looking for a place to have her babies. Unfortunately, I can't get away with letting them go right back into the neighborhoods where they really belong, because they're a synanthropic species at this point. So I brought her out to the coulees. Hopefully she finds her way to somewhere where she's successful. Although she's not going to have as bountiful resources as she would have had, at the property where I picked her up, where they're going to have a nice garden and she would have access to water and she'd have access to, constant sources of food and a nice place under the shed that's quiet, That's what they're looking for. So I'm getting calls, and I'm not advertising trying to pick up more clients right now because of what's going on, but I am taking the calls that I'm getting, and I'm getting calls. So that's underway. What else? What else did I cover in this? I haven't touched on in this last little bit. One thing that I didn't talk about that I'm going to save for another video is the issue of Fizzgig, who you see here, this little guy in the purple harness. This is his wife Cleo. This is his daughter Princess. They're all cute, but you notice that somebody's missing, and that is Roly Poly. Hey, Mr. Roly, he's over here all alone. He is the son of this couple, and Fizzgig has been a very abusive dad. So we have been giving him some therapy But I'll save that for another video. It's another time. It's another video. And a whole different story unto itself. So I'm going to leave today's update at that. I know we've probably gone over 20 minutes. And yeah, 4:20. Enjoy.